Cricket was born in England. Today, it lives in India. The move began in a single afternoon. This is that afternoon, 25th of June, 1983. Lords, London. Kapil Dev calls the coin wrong and is told that India will bat first. He is 24 years old and has captained India for less than a year. India had entered 2 World Cups and won 1 match against East Africa. Bookmakers put them at 66 to 1. At home, cricket was a test match sport, followed on radio, and the national board had almost no money. Several players held jobs outside the game. Contemporary accounts describe players making holiday plans for the days after the group stage. The tournament was 60 overs a side, played in white clothing with a red ball. Color television had reached India only the previous year. The final was carried live into homes that had never watched a match play out in front of them. Sets were shared between neighbors. On the 9th of June at Old Trafford, India beat the West Indies by 34 runs. It was the first time they had beaten them in a one-day international. 9 days later, at Tunbridge Wells, India were 17 for 5 against Zimbabwe. Kapil Dev batted for over 3 hours and finished on 175 not out. A television strike meant no cameras were at the ground. No footage of that innings exists. The scorecard is the only complete record of it. In the semi-final, India bowled England out for 213 and chased it down with 6 wickets in hand. In the final, they batted first and were bowled out for 183. At the interval, the ground assumed it was over. Then, Balwinder Sandhu bowled Gordon Greenidge, who had shouldered arms. Viv Richards hit 7 fours in 28 balls. On 33, he pulled Madan Lal towards mid-wicket. Kapil Dev ran back with his back to the ball and caught it over his shoulder. The West Indies lost their last 7 wickets for 83 runs. Mohinder Amarnath, bowling gentle medium pace, took 3 for 12. India won by 43 runs. And the audience for the sport widened overnight. Because of this, advertisers followed. Within 4 years, the money in world cricket had begun to move east. The 1987 World Cup was held in India and Pakistan. The first staged outside England. Television rights, sponsorship, and eventually the game's governing center followed the audience. The board could not afford a bonus, so a singer's concert in Delhi raised 1 lakh rupees for each player. 4 decades later, India generates the largest share of the sport's global revenue. 11 men nobody backed, 183 runs that were never meant to be enough. The twice world champions, beaten in broad daylight. One afternoon at Lord's, a country that barely watched this game began to worship it. And that worship turned India from an afterthought into the center of the cricketing world. Everything came from here. The rest is history. That is what happened at Lord's on the 25th of June, 1983.